Sean Sullivan, our producer, would like you to identify 5 players in this squad who you think have a chance to be on the 2026 World Cup roster, remembering that there were 5 players from the 2019 Camp Cupcake roster who ended up in the 2022 World Cup squad.
Well, I've told you about my reaction and love for Eryk Williamson, and he's gone through a couple bad years here with an injury, but not only is he back, but he's in the national team camp. Again, it's the closest that we have come to a Darlington Nagbe type of player that I have seen, and so I think that he has a potential to be kind of that Kellen Acosta type of player, pushing or being a really good attribute and sub behind that trio that we talk about in the midfield for the U.S. Let's see here. I'm interested to see Slonina and just what he is, and we know he's only 18, but with the national team, if he is ultimately the future, that would be interesting, and if he can, over the next few years, find a way to challenge Matt Turner. I think that's going to be hard. And then look, up top, you mentioned Zendejas, which is going to be interesting. In the midfield, Alan Soñora, who has by all accounts been a good player, gets his first opportunity with the national team. He's right now unattached here, but for Independiente, he seemed to be good, and I would like to see what he looks like. And then, look, it's got to be up top, right? So Brandon Vazquez, I am interested to see. And I know we just talked in a couple minutes ago about not attaching too much to a play or a player when it's a completely different circumstance or a situation. And, Brandon Vazquez, if he scores against Serbia or scores against Columbia, again, it doesn't necessarily mean that he should have been with the national team or that he would have done that had we had him on the field against the Netherlands. I know this is a game we play. I know this is something that we do. And I'm also not saying that it's not legitimate or fair to have that discussion, okay? I'm just saying it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work that way. Having said that, I want someone up top. I want a 9. Even before the World Cup, I said, look, we don't have anybody. This guy plays the position in a very, very different way than anybody that we have. Bring him in. And so I'm looking forward to him. So I think he's got a good chance, and the other players that I mentioned. But we always have players that kind of use this as a stepping stone in normal times. Again, who knows how much of this staff is going to be around, so who are you really impressing?
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops every week. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.